Hey everybody, Kevin here with Pursuing Pixels, and this is episode number 60 of 15 minutes of game, and I'm playing some Steredenn Binary Stars here, which Binary Stars I think was just an update that they made to the original Steredenn. You can see there's a few modes here, Boss, Rush, Arena, Daily Run, but I'm just going to play regular. I'm going to round out a little trifecta of some of my favorite roguelikes here. I did Cave Blazers, then Eagle Island in the last two videos, and this is a Bullet Hell Shmup roguelike. With some really great pixel art, some kind of like slam and metal tunes. Nothing I would listen to outside of playing this game or something like it, but just love everything about this game. There's like 4 or 5 different ships you can pick from. This is the main one that you start with, the Tempest. Hopefully I'll do 2-3 runs here. They're pretty quick, especially with how terrible I am. I still haven't beaten this game. But DJ and I used to play this co-op. It's got 2-player co-op, couch co-op only, I think. But still, just really, really fun. And this ship has a like short-range melee razor blade. It doesn't clear projectiles, but it's just like a short-range melee attack. And you can see how the enemies are kind of turning red when I'm shooting them. And this bigger ship here will contain, took some damage, a secondary weapon, and you can hold 2 weapons at a time. And you can even get these bots, and then, yeah, pretty quickly on the first level here, you get to the boss battle. And you can only use one of your weapons at a time, but with the bots, you can place a couple that are, you know, they kind of work like little turrets. In this case, I just have, like, basically... Oh, that was fast. It's not always that easy. But, like, some of the enemies will have, like, a little bit of a purple tint when you're shooting them, and here's where the kind of the roguelike, other than the procedural generation on the levels coming into play. I don't have any energy weapons or heavy weapons, so I'm just going to go with the quick reload, I think. Yeah. None of those were particularly great, pardon me. But, yeah, just really like this game. Super tight controls. You know, it's the same thing with a lot of games. You know, it's got, like, the heavy armor ship that's a little bit slower, but has, like, that ship's ability, instead of having, like, this melee attack, is more like a barrage of heat-seeking missiles. Trying to think of what some of the other ships are. One of them can only use bots, so every gun that you pick up, like DJ and I used to play on co-op all the time, like I said, and I would play with the bot ship, and he would play, sometimes we both would play the bots, but he would play one of the regular ships. I think there's like a super fast ship that doesn't have a lot of armor, but it can teleport, and that can even be, I think, upgraded, I think, or there's something you can do with that ability that I remember DJ just like loving that particular ship. I'm not crazy about having the bots when I'm on single player. I know DJ does love that. But I got the homing missiles now, so I can kind of swap between the two. I still look kind of like my regular blaster. And the nice thing is, after each level, you actually recharge health. So it's not so demoralizing, and it's not single hit kills either. I have no idea what that phone booth is down there. That's not something that always appears. There are a few random secrets in this game. But again, always with these videos, never meant to watch the whole thing unless you want to, but just check out some gameplay, and if it's something, and yeah, you can see the boss is turning purple here, but yeah, if the game looks like something you want to check out, then I'll have links in the video description. I'm playing this on Nintendo Switch at the moment, but I actually initially had this game on my PS4, and then I think it's available in a bunch of other places as well, but definitely on Switch and PS4 for sure. And it's only like 12 or 15 bucks full price, so and I love like when a game like this has like a very clear hitbox, like my little green dot on my ship. I'm not sure if you can see that clearly, but that's my hitbox, just that little small pixel, or I guess it's a couple pixels probably. But let's see. Okay, passive shield is definitely good, but I got bullets and I have heavy weapons. Let's go, because this will enable an auto-cannon module, and when I have a bullet weapon equipped, which is my main weapon. Still not crazy about the homing missiles, because they're just a little too slow. Again, some of the weapons are definitely, they're great when you're in co-op, but, you know, one small gripe I have, I love all the backgrounds in this game, but the enemies kind of have a very similar design, and the bosses and stuff, they all just have, like, that gray, I don't know, just robot-y look. Which isn't, it's no huge gripe, but a lot of shmups kind of suffer from that, but this one maybe a tad more than others, but that's probably the only complaint I have about this game. I just absolutely love it otherwise. You know, every run feels Again, it would feel a little more different if there was a little more visual variety, but every run feels totally different. Every ship feels totally different, or very different. Let's see. I think I'm gonna go with the Impaler. I forget what, yeah. Especially, this is one that you can't hold down the fire, you have to keep tapping it. So yeah, there's all sorts of different weapons, but this one's a little bit more powerful. I think it pierces through enemies, yep. Having a decent run here. I think not amazing or anything. I think there's like 12 levels. But yeah, the gunbot ship, I don't think I finished that thought. It almost feels like you're playing like a, like not quite, but it has like elements of like a tower defense game almost. It's interesting. It's very interesting to play with just that character. Yeah, some of the bosses get some pretty crazy patterns. I haven't really been using my melee at all, which is, yeah, this is not one of my favorite ships. It's well-rounded, you know, as with any, you know, your typical Mario and Mario Kart. Just a nice, well-rounded ship. Again, you got to learn some of these patterns after a few rounds, but I'm sure I'm not going to get too far into the game. But I love these, just like, I feel like not every roguelike is true to this, but like games like this, like they really kind of like bring the arcade experience home, and like even in the sense of like, you know, I'm not pumping quarters into the game, but I am like pumping credit after credit, like I'm just playing one more, and like starting from scratch, and they just have such a fast, you know, 20-30 minute loop. You know, some of the games are maybe a little bit longer, like Enter the Gungeon maybe takes an hour or so to beat, or 40 minutes, or, you know, it depends how you play and your play style and stuff, but this is probably more like a 30-minute run if you make it all the way through the game, and that's pretty true to like an arcade experience, I think. So I think I want this laser shield. Yeah, definitely. That's crucial. There'll be some levels that are like just totally populated with lasers, and that will definitely come in handy. Having a good run here. Not going to jinx it, but having a good run. Now that I'm in an asteroid field. Yeah, you can. It's hard. It's sort of hard to tell, but you can tell some of the enemies have like a red color when they're getting shot, and some turn pink. And the pink ones are like, you can tell they're more vulnerable to that weapon. I'm gonna switch to the blaster for this section. Nah, the Impaler's still better, so I can clear and pierce through the asteroids. Yeah, those like saw blades turn pink or purple or whatever, and you can tell they take a little more damage. Like I kill those almost instantly with this weapon. Give me something good. I'm not getting the best weapons here. I think this is actually a med kit. You don't get those too often. But I guess I needed it because I picked it up and I still only have like half health. Next run I'll play with the, I forget what the ship's even called, but it's like, it's the heavy. I always like playing with the heavy. It's a little slower, but I like it because you get like actually, for me, a little tighter control over the ship. You can kind of like really slowly weave through, especially the boss bullet patterns. But, yeah, the ship's okay. I should be using the melee more often, for sure. Whoops. Oh, there's some pickups. 2 pickups. Got an energy weapon. They're color-coded, too. Oh, fuck. I guess I'm not going to get either one, but, like, the red are the heavy weapons, and then, the blue are the energy weapons. But let's go back to the menu so I can pick a different ship. And I love even just this menu screen. And you can even go into, like, I think it's, like, theatrical mode or something, and it takes, like, the HUD away completely. But let me at least show another run with this second ship. And you can see at the top, heavily armored, weaker attack, and slow. But yeah, let's do it. Depending on how well I do here, I'll do this run at least, and then maybe one more with a different ship if I play like garbage on this one. But this is my go-to vessel, so hopefully I'll do a little better here. I even love how it's like sending out the fleet. So yeah, I got this. I even love this. You know, this isn't the most powerful weapon, but it's just like a nice fat spread. And then I got this rocket heat seeker that takes much longer. Like you can almost use the frag missiles aren't great, maybe for the boss, but I don't love them. But the that melee attack you can like reuse almost instantly. Like you can see at the bottom left here, right where the ship is like the rocket circus. That's that ability. And that won't, I can't use it until that recharges, which is right then. But it makes like a nice like sound effect, so if you're in the zone, and I guess even if you're in that theatrical mode, get out of here. Yeah, you gotta destroy like the base of these lasers. I guess not in that case. Yeah, the first level's always pretty quick. It always feels like a little bit abrupt the way it just like cuts into it. And I love how like minimal the music gets sometimes. I mean, obviously right in a second it's about to start shredding. Yeah, there it is. But like, I like how it just will like have just these like chords with then just like nothing in between for like 5 seconds. Builds up the tension a little bit. Especially when it starts getting a little tougher. Like, again, now that I kind of know what to expect here. But even when I first started playing this game, like, it was tough for me to even get past the first level, so. I got all heavy weapons. None of this is really going to do me any good except the contact retaliation. So if an enemy actually runs into me, I will, you know, do some kind of physical damage to them. And even just the way your ship, like, zooms onto the next level, I just love it. The way it goes into that, like, super widescreen. Ah. Oh, barely took any damage, though. Only a half a square. But yeah, there's like little cool secrets on certain levels. Like I think there's, no, I don't think it's this one, but there's certain ones where like if you blow up certain asteroids, or I forget even what it is exactly, but you have to just do some certain combination of things and it'll unlock like a secret level, or I even think it unlocks a secret boss and a secret ship too, because I think one of the 5 ships, of course DJ unlocked for me. He's like, oh, let me give this game a try. It wasn't on his first try or anything, but it was pretty damn quick. Okay, and I got the Fire Hyper Blaster, which is basically the same weapon I start with, but if I hold down the button, you can see the spread just starts going crazy. If I keep tapping it, it's a little bit more controlled. So it doesn't really bother me too much to have to keep tapping it, and to the best of my knowledge, it's a little more powerful, or there's at least like a little more, like you're shooting more bullets overall. And then sometimes like this, when you're totally out of range of the, you know, making contact with the boss, it's actually good to just shoot some of those wild shots. Some of these bosses get some pretty crazy bullet patterns. And just attack patterns in general. Oh. Ah. Nope. Got it right at the same time. I always think that's going to kill me, but no dice. No dice. Laser shield, reinforcements. The cargos are like the ships that have extra weapons. I'm going to go with the laser shield again. Can't go wrong with that one. All right. Yeah, even that like exploding planet in the background. And I'm not exactly sure what they added with the binary stars update. I think it was just like, you know, just better procedural generation, maybe some new bosses and stuff like that. But they just kind of polished up the game, I think, quite a bit from what I remember playing it on PS4. Like I remember one time I had it was just a visual glitch, but like the planets in the background just kept getting, that's a melee attack, which is not bad. Here, I'll just show it real quick. It's actually pretty decent, but I just don't like getting into that close range. That's why I like playing as the heavy. Although I guess that defeats the purpose. Although, fuck, I'm almost dead. And I think there are, like, leaderboards. There's got to be, because there's daily runs and stuff like that. So if you're into score chasing and all that stuff, this game is definitely great for that, too. And, again, it kind of brings back that arcade experience even some more, so. Or in another way, I should say. Yet another way. And I think the developer on this one, there's a handful of people involved, but I think they're called Pixel Nest. But again, I'll always have links to where you can pick the game up in the developer's website if they have one, and just any relevant links in the video description. I can't remember if we've ever talked about this one on the podcast. I'm pretty sure we have, at least just really briefly in passing, just mentioning like, oh yeah, we play this game all the time or something. But yeah, okay, if I shoot this main laser, yeah, so you can see like all the connected nodes or whatever just stop shooting once I destroy this main node. I think if I run into them, I might still take damage, but other than that, I think I'm okay. Oh, shit. I'm going to have to play flawless on this boss if I want to keep this run going. Speaking of, there's always like some cheeky little taunt or something. Okay, at least I know what to expect. I just fought this one. There will be like sometimes like 2 or 3 different random ones that'll like on the 4th level it might be this boss or it might be this boss. It's not quite as varied as other roguelikes, but and again especially visually, but other than that, and I love the visuals. Like I don't want to. I feel bad even mentioning it because yeah, I really do love how they look. I just wish there was a tiny bit more. Like I love all the variety of the ships, of like the characters that you can control, but like the bosses all just kind of look the same with a slightly different shape. But they do have, to be fair, very different attack patterns and stuff. Yes! Look at that sliver of health I got left. Fuck you. Oh, next-gen heavies. Let's go. Oh, and I could have got the +2 health, though. That would have been big. But I already got the extra armor on this ship. Both my weapons are heavies. Although I'm not using my frags at all. But you can see I have this, like, auto missile that's shooting now, too. It's hard to see now that I have the Hyper Fire Blaster out, but I think even if I stop shooting, yeah, you can see I'm not hitting any buttons, but that missile. So that's kind of like my, not only are my weapons like 10 or, I forget if it's a 10 or 15% more powerful, but not only are they that, but they're also, I have this extra missile that's just constantly shooting. It's nothing heavy damage or anything, but every little bit helps. Yeah, this planet or whatever the heck this thing is in the background is sweet. Looks like some kind of like satellite base. So we got the Impaler, is definitely better than the frag missiles. And you can pick which slot you want it to go in, which is awesome. Just by switching to the weapon that you want to get rid of and then picking up the new one. And then you can even get like one of the buffs is like these yellow kind of hexagons around some of the enemies, or just shields that the enemies have. But you can get like a buff that will make your attacks more, do more damage to those, which will make certain sections and certain deeper parts of the game much, not easier, but just much more manageable. So I guess easier. It's just nothing in this game is actually easy, at least not to me. Of course, DJ, like I said, has beaten it multiple times, probably with every ship. And then, yeah, even unlocked one secret ship for me to where I keep trying to do the challenge myself just to be like, I gotta earn it, like, to be able to play as this ship and have it. Okay, this is the furthest I've gotten. Skilled Diplomat. So here you'll see clearly some different bullet patterns. Like there's like almost like an arc to that first shot, which is kind of cool. You don't see that all the time in bullet hells, like gravity almost, and then they just hang out. Fuck. And you got like your big patterns you got to weave through, but then the individual shots that kind of snipe and target your ship directly. I don't know, just really well designed on all fronts, in my opinion. Fuck! I do wish, I mean, you can kind of tell that the bosses, like, turn red. They, you know, they change colors as fuck as they take damage. But I wish it had, like, a health bar just so you knew where you were at. Because again, I'm going to have to play perfect from here on in, I think. Maybe I can take one more hit since I do have the armored ship. Depending on what I get hit by. Fuck. There are no, like, screen clear attacks in this game, which I know a lot of bullet hell games have. Fuck. Please. I think I might do this. Is it over? Yes. Oh, no. 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 I thought I beat it. Fuck. So you can see, yeah, that's kind of the whole timeline there. So let me at least start one more run here. But again, obviously by now you know if you want to check this game out or not, so no need to continue watching unless you really want to see... Oh, I did want to play with a different ship here, so let me go back to the menu. Sorry about that. And I'll play with probably DJ's favorite ship, the Quickie, the Fury. Yeah, fast, stronger attack, which is not usually a combo you get, but yeah, fragile. But usually you don't get the speed and the power, which is cool. I'm going to hack it up with this ship, though. I'm not very good with this one, like, because of how fast you are. Like, I usually like ships, especially, like, games when you can shoot and it almost, like, slows you down. I really like that. But this, I think even this energy beam has, or no, I don't think it has piercing. It's just that I'm just mowing these popcorn enemies down. What do we got? Hyper Blaster, nice. I'm going to stick with the energy beam. And then, yeah, I have, you can see at the bottom, I have 3 charges of this blink ability, which I'll show as soon as I have a second. And you can, like, move, hold it down, and then when you let it go, you teleport to that spot. So it really helps you, like, with dodging some of the boss patterns. I think that's why DJ likes it. Like, he's a much more patient gamer than I am. So he'll, like, just take some pot shots and then dodge, and then take some shots and then dodge. Like, I just want to beat the boss. Never trying to speed run or anything, but I'm just, like, I feel like I just want to have this, like, smooth, buttery run where I'm just constantly doing damage. Like, you know, I could just weave. I didn't have to weave through every last bit of that. I could just, like, do some damage and wait, and then do some damage and wait, but not really having a great example of where to utilize the blink ability on this boss now that he's changing up his patterns on me. And I'm not going to need it. All right. Already a little better than expected. I don't even think I took a hit there. And this is, like, where it comes in handy big time. If you get, okay, reduce heavy damage, that's big. Ancient power, this is, like, you just start, like, zapping enemies. You have to unlock that, I think. I'm going to do the, I'm actually going to do the shield breaker since I've got the power, so hopefully I can start mowing, if I get far enough, I can start mowing down some of those shield enemies. And those are all, like, passive buffs that you're picking up at the end of the level. Oh, man. Forgot about these, like, laser storms, essentially. Just, yeah, really cool level variety. Again, even though the visuals aren't always... I guess, again, the backgrounds are, to me at least, very striking. I love the way they look. Especially this one. I love this one here. And actually, I'm getting, even though this ship's controlling much quicker than what I normally play with, I already got the hang of it. Like, the fact that I've switched between, you know, this is the 3rd ship I've played this run. Pretty impressive that I can just kind of switch and get the hang of any of them at the drop of a dime, essentially. Switch to the Hyper Blaster here for a sec. Oh, I barely skated out of that. See what bot this is, but I probably don't. I was gonna say probably don't want it, but I'm not gonna be able to get it now that it's up in that boss's face. Yeah, the Hyper Blaster's turning the enemy, the boss, purple, so this is the weapon I'm gonna want, the bullet type. You can see up at the top left it says bullet or energy right next to the name of the weapon, right under the health bar there. Oh yeah, that was quick. I thought it was still alive for a quick sec. What do we got? Give me some health. Guardian Angel, avoid 1 fatal blow per level. So that's just like if you're on your last hit, you'll survive 1 extra hit, not like a instant revival or anything. I don't really use that one that much, but this is where you can upgrade your special ability. But I'm gonna do the Guardian Angel because none of those are that great. Let's go. Yeah, I just love, I've already said this, I'm sure, but how that music kind of slows down and then ramps up as you warp there. You get the nice, like, telegraphs from behind, like the little red warning signs of, like, oh, there's an enemy coming from behind. I don't want the jaw. We already saw that. I'm not trying to melee anyone, especially when I'm weak ship here. But again, definitely interesting concept to have like these gun bots. Like I said, probably exaggerating a little bit to call it like a tower defense thing, but you know, it has a totally different feel. And then you've got melee weapons that are giving you a totally different feel as well. And each ship again giving a pretty different feel. No doubt about it. Like there's definitely, like, if you don't like the first ship, which I think is called the Tempest, don't let that discourage you. Like the other ships, again, not until I got going with the I already forget what it's called now, but the Tempest is, I think, the main ship you start with, and then whatever that second armor ship you get, like, I just love that thing. The tank, the heavy. But honestly, right now, I'm kind of liking this, the Fury. Having a good luck here. Now I got the shield breaker, so you can see I can just mow these two down real quick. Clear a path for myself. Almost every enemy that has a shield will eventually let it down. Like, you don't have to do enough damage. Like, it'll just let it down when it gets pretty close. But sometimes there'll be like a wall of enemies that you're kind of just screwed. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Gotta go with the Hyper Blaster again for extra damage on the boss. Seeing this boss pretty much every time. Fuck. Still not having a ton of great opportunities. Like I said, that must be why I don't love using this character, because like I just don't utilize that blink ability all that much. I just like to kind of just keep peppering the boss as often as I can. Like, I always feel like I'm going to be able to avoid it, even when I probably know that I can't. There we go. Let's go passive shield. Gotta go passive shield. Could have gone next-gen energy weapons, too, but the passive shield will kind of charge up. You'll see this kind of blue, like, hexagon thing. So, yeah, you start each level with it. And then go back to the Hyper Blaster. Or the Fusion Blaster, I mean. From the Hyper Blaster. But, so I'll take, like, one hit with no damage, and then if I stop shooting, the shield will recharge. Obviously, I can't recharge it when it's fully, when it's already there. Oop. So, yeah, I took some damage, so if it takes a little while, but you can stop shooting, start, like, it'll keep recharging every time you stop, so it'll, like, continuously charge, which is, shit. Not if you take damage. Maybe it does, actually. It looks like I still have a decent amount. Okay, got it back. This is cool, too. It's like almost like a junkyard, scrapyard I'm flying through, instead of some planets in the background. Oh, shit. Holy crap. Yeah, looks like a split second of invincibility after you teleport, too, so I guess that does kind of come in handy. Especially, again, when you get into, like, these parts of the levels where enemies will put up a wall like that, or when you get into, like, those lasers, mazes, essentially. Oh, what do we got? What do we got? Impaler again? There's way more weapons to this. I'm kind of bummed that there hasn't been a better variety here. Fuck. Ah, okay. Got the Impaler and the Fusion Blaster. Again, I don't have any, like, bullet or energy, like, buffs, so there's no reason for me to stay stacked on one type. Another one where I'm just going to have to play pretty damn well on the boss here, which should be coming up any second. Oh, maybe not. Oh, no, if I even get there. Man, got a little ahead of myself. Fuck, way ahead of myself. There we go. Bring it. Oh, no, it does kind of pierce the enemy. At least it's going right through this boss. Fuck, took another stupid hit. Yeah, like if I was teleporting here, I would just not be doing damage. That's all I'd be thinking about. So I don't know where DJ uses the teleporting, even though I've played with him a bunch of times, but... Oh, shit. Maybe then? No, this is like a good time. Like, teleport inside here. Okay. There's a good example. Again, kind of have to learn that pattern of this boss. Surprised I remember that again. It's been a... Oh, shit. One more hit. Probably been 4 or 5 months since I played this one last. No! Oh, I can't get past that 3rd level. But yeah, you can see like the different bosses that are options. So there is one final boss, which I've only made it to one time. But I'm going to give it another try with the Fury, but I'm going to call the video there. But as always, I'm going to keep playing. But yeah, Steredenn is just highly, highly recommended. Pretty sure you can get this on just about any platform. Pretty sure it's on Xbox too, on top of Switch and PlayStation. And I know it's on PC as well. Don't know about Mac, but again, I'll have links in the video description as always. And thanks for tuning in as always. And take care.